Well, last week at this time, volunteers from across Michigan switched into emergency response gear after swollen rivers flooded businesses and homes and washed out the streets across West Michigan. 1 week later, there is still lots of cleanup to be done. The Salvation Army has been on the front line assisting those in need, from sandbag filling to delivering meals to flood relief shelters. Speaking with us today about those relief efforts is Chris Striebel with the Salvation Army. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
And I know that that the floodwaters are receding now, but really we're in just the beginning of the cleanup stages. Where do things stand right now?
Right now, as far as the Salvation Army's response go, we're doing a mass feeding effort out through the neighborhoods, just making sure that, the people in West Michigan and Grand Rapids area know that they got somebody who cares for them and can kind of give them the right steps to the next step in the right direction.
And Chris, these relief efforts are going to be ongoing for the weeks to come. How long will the Salvation Army be there assisting these flood victims?
The Salvation Army has an old saying, they like to be one of the first ones in there to help and one of the last ones to leave, if not the very last. So they're going to be there for a few weeks at least, at the very, very least.
And Chris, flooding like this does not happen that often for us here in this area. When is the last time the Salvation Army has responded to a disaster of this magnitude?
It's hard to say. I would imagine the last time the Salvation Army had a flood of this size would have been in 1904. Things have changed a little bit as far as disaster services since then, but there was a Mason County flooding in 2007 in Mesquite or Ludington area. It was about a week and a half effort. This is going to be more of a few months and plus.
And because, thank goodness, incidents like this don't happen often, how do your volunteers train and stay prepared to respond to something like this?
We are very diligent in keeping our volunteers active in training exercises, constantly going through things with the county EOC and really working and trying to keep them engaged so that we're able to respond effectively to something this size.
And if someone does want to help or get involved with the Salvation Army, what's the best way for them to do that right now?
The best way would be to probably go to our website. It's our National Salvation Army website. It's disaster.salvationarmyusa.org. And there's a lot of different ways they'll prompt you, depending on where you are in the country, to help and what the steps are to get involved.
And in terms of the flood victims themselves, what resources are available for them as this cleanup continues in the months to come?
There's a lot of different resources. It just depends on the need. We are offering flood kits, which is just a nice cleanup kit. We are doing meals and what the resources available to them really depends on a case management situation. But there's going to be lots of help for as far as mucking out the homes and pumping out basements and things like that. But those are not all just the Salvation Army. A lot of different organizations are active in that.
Well, it's great that so many people are stepping in to help these victims. Of course, we'll have a list of available resources if you are interested in volunteering or if you are a flood victim, posted on our website. That's WWMT.com. Chris, thank you so much for being here and sharing this morning.
You're welcome.